Hi, everybody. Welcome to the first installment of Groove Stream. We are so happy that you could make it with us tonight. It is my pleasure and my honor to bring to you the Chicago Experience.
Thank you, Dave Levitt. 2, 3, 4. Well, thank you so much. Well, this feels good. Does it feel good, guys?
Sure does.
Yeah. Feels good. We want to thank Dave Levitt and his crew at Accutrack. Accutrack Solutions, the best sound company in the Chicagoland area. And we want to thank everybody for joining us online on our Groove Stream concert tonight. And we're just going to continue in keep going with the music, but I've got a little story before we start every song here. I'm going to talk about the next song called Call on Me, a popular Chicago song written by Lee Loughnane, the trumpet player from the group Chicago, and it was recorded on the album Chicago 7 in 1974. It was the second single released from the album and reached number 6 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. The first Lee Loughnane composition to be released by the band, it was written with uncredited help from Peter Cetera. And I know Peter's not too happy about that. An interesting note is that Lee Loughnane, the trumpet player, was the last original Chicago member to receive a songwriting credit. So this is a good one for him. Our version will feature Brian Hemstock on lead vocal and a smokin' soli section by the horns over there, Steve and Terry and Jim, and leading into the key change for the final verse, a song called Call on Me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then came a change when I said I would soon be leaving you. Nothing else to do. Ooh. But please remember, I never lose the thought of you. Call on me, 'cause I love you. You know I do. You love me too. And well, you got to find someone else to somehow take my place, share his life with you. Ooh. But if you need a friend, you can always count on me. Count on me, 'cause I love you. You know I do. You love me too. Thank you so much. You're very kind. Oh, we hear you hooting and hollering and screaming out there. Thank you so much. It feels good up here. It feels very good. So thanks again for tuning in. And we're going to continue right away. I'm going to say a quick blurb before each song, give you a little history that I picked up from the internet. The next song we're going to do features Brian, a song called I've Been Searching So Long, written by the trombone player from Chicago, Mr. James Pankow. And it was the first single released from the Chicago 7 album, reached number 9 on the US Billboard Hot 100, and number 8 on the Adult Contemporary chart. A cool note about this song is on the Chicago recording, a friend of ours, and I just learned this from reading it on Wikipedia, played the ARP synthesizer. Mr. Dave Hawk Walensky from Villa Park went on to play with, he was in Chicago for about a couple of years and then went on to play with Chaka Khan, and he played the ARP synthesizer on this one. We're going to feature Brian, and Paul, you got the intro. Take it away, buddy. thank you so much. It's weird to finish a song with all that energy and not have the crowd come back at you. But I think they're out there somewhere around the world. I know we've got people all the way from Boise, Idaho to Sparta, Wisconsin, and New York City, so welcome, everybody. We're going to continue with one of the bigger hits Chicago had. It was over 51 years ago. 51 years ago. Some of you aren't even that old. How old are you, Adam?
I'm younger.
You're not 51 yet. He says he's younger.
Much younger.
What are you, 50? But anyway, this is 51 years ago, the very first song that Chicago ever recorded. They were a band for probably a couple of years before they started recording, but the very first song they recorded was Does Anybody Really Know What Time It Is? And it was released on April 28th in 1969. The composer Robert Lamb said, and I quote, "It's not a complicated song, but it's certainly a quirky song. But that was my intent. I wanted to write something that wasn't ordinary, that wasn't blues-based, that didn't have ice cream changes, and would allow the horns to shine and give Lee Loughnane a solo." So all of that was the intent. So for the Chicago Experience version, we're going to let the TCE horns shine. Steve Frost will play a glowing tribute to Lee Loughnane's iconic upfront solo. And I got the lead vocal on this one. Tim, Adam, and Brian on the backgrounds. Okay? Where's the tempo on this one? 1, 2, ready. As I was walking down the street one day, being pushed and shoved by people trying to beat the clock. Well, no, I just don't know. I don't know, I don't know. But I say, does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody as though I can't imagine why we've all got time enough to cry. As I was walking down the street one day, a pretty lady looked at me and said her diamond watch should stop cold dead. And I said, does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care about time? As though I can't imagine why we've all got time enough to die. Hey! Everybody's worrying, and I don't care about time. About time, no. I don't care. Terry Viano on the trombone cadenza. Yeah, as we call it, the tried slombone. Okay, we're going to continue with feature Adam Briel on lead vocals here. Robert Lamb's political rant during the Vietnam War. We also see that Terry Kath was given credit for this on the writing. It was released as a modular four-movement piece on the second Chicago album in 1970. It was a double album like the first one, and the third one, and the fourth one. And the producer, David Guercio, actually put liner notes in the album, said that this endeavor should be experienced sequentially. But we're just going to do one of the movements and feature Adam Briel on this one. Movement 2 will feature Jim Massoff on a jaw-dropping, face-melting Edgar Winter-inspired saxophone solo. You ready for that, Jim? All right, man.
I can't take it no more.
lead vocal. Thank you. Good job, brother. All right, let's continue. Go right on with a song called Questions, plural, 67 and 68, a Robert Lamb composition from CTA's debut album in 1969. He gives the inspirational credit to a romantic relationship during 1967 and 68. He also gives inspirational credit to the Beatles and to Acid. It was 1968. Come on, guys. Horns arranged by James Pankow, and James called it a good example of how he approached arranging horns. So we'll feature Brian on lead vocal. TCE horns got a nice solo section. And questions 67 and 8. 1, 2. What's your image in my mind so deeply? Ooh, all the faces fade away, and blocking memories of unhappy hours. Ooh, just a burning love. I'd like to know, can you tell me? Please don't tell me. It's
And question 67 and a 68.
Brian Hemstock on lead vocals. Thank you. Good job, guys. Woo! Oh, thank you. You're very kind. Mom, thanks, Mom. My mom's here clapping. We're going to go to the second Chicago album. They did not call it Chicago 2. They didn't start the numerical thing until Chicago 3. The second Chicago album was just that. It was called Chicago. They got in trouble for using the name Chicago Transit Authority and had to find a new name, so they just went to Chicago, which seems a little more ubiquitous than even Chicago Transit Authority, but so be it. And the second album had a bunch of great deep cuts on it, and this is one of our favorite. We call it a deep track favorite. And they had so many original songs, they made another double album for that second one. I'm going to feature myself on this one, and we've got Mr. Terry Viano on the Tried Slombone. We're going to do the live version, and in the original key, which even Chicago doesn't do now, so I guess that puts us up on them, doesn't it? You ready, Terry? Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Let me feel your warm sunlight on me. Can't have you hiding. Night was long and night was cold, but today we're one day older. Sunshine, you make my life sunshine. Terry Viano on the Tried Slombone solo. So we've got 4 guys up here that like to sing. In fact, they're pretty good at it. And we're going to feature all 4 of them right now. Feature our 2 lead singers up front here, Mr. Brian Hemstock and Mr. Adam Briel, on a song called Hard Habit to Break, a song written by Steve Kipner. And you know what else Steve's known for?
Nope.
He wrote that song for Olivia Newton-John, Let's Get Physical, Physical. And that's about it for Kipner. That and this. This is from the 1984 album, Chicago 17. Mr. Bill Champlin and Peter Cetera shared the vocals on that one. Brian and Adam will share the vocals here. And what else can I say about this one?
Got some flute?
It stopped at number 3. We're going to get Jim on flute. He's got about, how many notes you going to play on this one, Jim?
It's four.
He's got 4 notes on this one.
4 notes.
And this song reached number 3 on Billboard's Top 100. The only thing that kept it from moving up was Billy Ocean's Caribbean Queen. So that kind of dates this song. And also Stevie Wonder, I Just Called to Say You, was number 2 at the time. We're going to feature Adam and Brian and Mr. Paul Wood on the keyboards. You got it, Paul.
I guess I thought you'd be here forever. Another illusion I chose to create. You don't know what you got until it's gone. And I found out a little too late. I was acting as if you would do you a favor. I hardly knew you were but there. Then you were gone, and it all was wrong. And no idea how much I care. Now being without you takes a lot of getting used to. Should learn to live with it, but I don't want to. Being without you was all a big mistake. Instead of getting easier, it's the hardest thing to take. I'm addicted to you, babe. You're a hard habit to break. You found someone else, you had every reason. You know I can't blame you for running to him. Two people together, but living alone. I was spreading my love too thin. After all these years, I'm still trying to change it. Do you feel it? They say that it just takes time. You're deep in the night. It's an endless fight. I can't get you out of my mind. Now being without you takes a lot of getting used to. Should learn to live with it, but I don't want to. Being without you was all a big mistake. Instead of getting easier, it's the hardest thing to take. I'm addicted to you, babe. You're a hard habit to I can't go on, I can't go on. I can't go on, I can't go on.
thank you so much. You're very kind. Much too kind, I like to say. We're going to continue with a song called Free, a song written by Robert Lamb and recorded for their third album, Chicago 3, released in 1971 with Terry Cass singing the lead vocals. We got Adam singing this one. It was the first single released from Chicago 3 and peaked at number 20 on the U.S. Billboard 100. And I made a note to myself, as repetitious as the chorus is, this particular composition is one of Chicago's best example of the genre known as jazz rock. All right? Remember the late 60s, early 70s, you had bands like Chicago, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, a Lighthouse from Canada, Steely Dan, and they pioneered a new sound that was a combination of a power-driving rock section and a bunch of jazzy horns to accompany them. And there's a lot of complexity and improvisational fireworks on this one. I don't know if I'd call it jazz, but we'll call it jazz rock. Tonight you'll hear Adam Briel on lead vocal, a horn solo section that challenges even the best players, and then Jim and I are going to trade fours at the end of this one. Adam, you kick it off.
Wanna give it up for Jim Nazoth and Ron Brandt.
Yeah.
We need an audience. Where's an audience? Okay, we're going to shorten this set a little bit. We haven't played in a while and losing steam here. Tired lips, tired voices. But never too tired. What day is today?
Today's Saturday.
It's a Saturday. We're not in the park. Another song written by Robert Lamb and recorded by Chicago on their 1972 album, Chicago 5, which was in fact the 6th studio album because they had a compilation live recordings from Carnegie Hall before this. And the way Robert Lamb describes writing this song, he says, it was written as I was looking at footage from a film I shot in Central Park. I shot this film somewhere down the line. I edited into some kind of narrative. And as I watched the film, I jotted down ideas based on what I was seeing. And it was kind of a peace and love thing from the 60s that happened in Central Park and in many parks around the world. Perhaps on a Saturday where people just relax and enjoy each other's presence and the activities we observe and the feelings we get from feelings a part of the day like that. And as much as we'd like to be doing a concert in Harmony Park in Arlington Heights on a Saturday, Paul, you ready? This will have to do for now. Take it away, Paul.
Motion rider, you buy the colors of the day.
day in the park.
Yeah. Well, we hope you're all having fun out there.
I am.
Yeah, Ron's having fun. That's all that matters. So we want to thank the AccuTrack Solutions. They're the reason that we're here, and you can hear us today, and I think they're doing a heck of a job with that. So from afar, give them a round of applause.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a minute and introduce the band here real quick. It's been about 2.5 months or more since we played a show, so we're so happy to be doing this for you guys right now. All right, real quick. Hiding behind the horns over there. He's playing keys. Give it up for Paul Wood.
Yeah.
All right. All the way to your right, a very multi-talented man. He's playing flute, soprano saxophone, and tenor saxophone. That's Jim Massoff.
Yeah.
On the trombone, give it up for Terry Viano. Playing trumpet and flugelhorn is Steve Frost. Woo! Yeah. On drums, give it up for Adam Cowger.
And Max.
And Max, that's right. She's probably at home watching. She's not asleep yet, so. On bass, give it up for Tim Rudder.
Tim Rudder.
All right, and again, we're the Chicago Experience. You're on our Facebook page, so you know about all that stuff, but our website is thechicagoexperience.com. We're on Instagram and Twitter and all that kind of stuff, too, so check that out. Thanks again for hanging out with us. On lead vocals, give it up for Adam Breel. And not only a heck of a guitar player, he's also our musical director. Give it up for Ron Brandt.
Ladies and gentlemen, doing the parts of Peter Cetera tonight, please welcome Mr. Brian Hemstock. Let's just go right into this.
Oh, I never ever think of it at all.
Don't you ever worry when you see what's going down.
Well, I try to mind my business, that is no business at all.
When it's time to function as a feeling human being, well, your bachelor of arts help you get by.
I hope to study further, a few more years or so. I also hope to keep a steady high. And ooh, yeah, yeah,
When
yeah.
you try to change things with the power that you have, the power of a million new ideas.
What is this power you speak of and the need for things to change? I always thought that everything will survive, and everything is fine.
Don't you feel repression just closing in around?
Oh, the campus here is very, very free.
Don't it make you angry when the war is going on?
Well, I hope the president knows what he's into. I don't know. Well, no, I just don't know.
Don't you see starvation in the city where you live? All the hungry down there, all the loveless girls.
Everything lately, the country is so fine. My neighbors don't seem hungry 'cause they haven't got the time. They haven't got the time.
Thank you for the talk, you know, you really ease my mind. I was troubled by the shape of this you go.
Well, if you had my look, your feelings would be known. You'd always think that everything was so fine. Everything was fine.
Such an abrupt ending. Well, we've already gone over. We got a few more songs to do, though. Can we do a few more songs, Dave? Yeah, he says cool. So we're going to do a song, Chicago. Steve, help me out. Where do we go from here? Chicago second album? The very second album from Chicago.
Last song.
Is this the last song for us? Okay.
No. Oh, on the second album.
Ah, the last song on the second album. Released in 1970s. And for those of you that are old enough to remember, this song was actually released as a 45 RPM single. You know what it was the flip side of? 25 or 624. I know. I just read that. I don't know to believe it, but that's what Wikipedia says.
Well, if it was on the internet, it's true.
If it's on the internet, it's true, absolutely. It was the first musical composition from the bass player of Chicago, Mr. Peter Cetera. And the song deals with how life is short, and that if you look around, you can see that people need to embrace each other with love all the time, and not just when the country is at an all-time low. Now, this was written during the Vietnam War, but I think you'll agree with me that it's kind of appropriate right now. The title line is taken from a TV reporter's comment during a broadcast of the 1969 moon landing, widely seen as a historical positive event in stark contrast to the social upheaval of the time. Brian will tell the story, a song called Where Do We Go From Here? Paul?
Every day just gets a little shorter, don't you think? Take a look around you and you'll see just what I mean. People got to come together, not just out of fear. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go from here? Try to find a better place, but soon it's all the same. What once you thought was a paradise is not just what it seems. The more I look around, I find the more I have to feel. Ooh, where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go from here? I know it's hard for you to change your way of life. I know it's hard for you to do. The world is full of people dying to be free. So if you don't, my friend, there's no life for you, nowhere for me. Let's all get together soon, before it is too late. Forget about the past and let your feelings fade away. If you do, I'm sure you'll see the end is not yet near. Ooh, where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go from here?
Nice. Thank you, Jim. We're going to skip this one. We're going to go right to... Oh, is this the last song of the night? Yeah. We got time for one more. One more time, thank you, David Levitt and his crew. Accutrack Solutions in Mount Prospect, your best solution for live sound reinforcement. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. We do look forward to seeing you in person. Until then, I guess the live stream will have to do. We're the Chicago Experience. Please like us, and we'll like you right back. Thank you so much.
standing room is sinking deep. I'm searching for something to say, waiting for the break of day. Oh, 25 or 6 to 4. 25 or 6 to 4. Thank you again. We are the Chicago Experience. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Accutrack. Thank you, David Levitt.
Thank you, everybody out
We're going
in
to try the
Facebook
professional
land.
bow. Brian, lead us. Good night, everybody. Have a rest of your weekend. Make it wonderful. Thank you.
Please join us again for our next Groove Stream. Tune in to Accutrack Solutions Facebook page. We'll have more for you.